try this again, shall we? This is the Darkling tag. Tagged by Sierra in Wonderland. I was tagged by Sierra. I think that made sense. And I gladly accepted the challenge. And I watched the video that she gave to me to get the questions. The woman was a bit strange. I should watch of Herbs and Altars version of it where she actually had the questions written down. So, this is the Darkling tag. Question number 1. Favorite candle scent? I had to quickly pick top 3. It would be lilac, lily of the valley, and anything that smells like grass. You know, the green mold kind. So, and then I'm an incense junkie too, so I really can't pick a favorite scent. I like them all for the most part. Some are like, what the hell? Pencil, there we go. Need hard surface, there we go. Question number 2. Favorite book? I don't have enough eyeballs in my head to read as many books as I would like to have. You know, if I could have like a second set of eyes that will read while my other eyes do other stuff, that'd be awesome. So there is no such thing as a favorite book to me. No. I have a lot of books I like, but I can't narrow it down. No way to favorites. Do you have a favorite book? Pussy in the Willows? Is that it? You want to sit? So, do. You're not helping. Question number 3. Tea or coffee? I consider myself a tea drinker, but I think it's just, you know, since Dunkin' Donuts are so readily available and it's, you know, more of a coffee place than a tea place. Though I would love to try any tea in Tivana, but it's like, you know, they weigh it like gold. So, I consider myself a tea drinker, but I think I drink them both equally. It all depends what I have access to at any given moment. Though I love the Kai teas the best. Not helping here, dude. Question number 4. Favorite brand, color of lipstick? And since I'm such a, you know, makeup skilled person, you know, I have lots of lipsticks. Sadly, no, whatever's cheap and actually, if I actually contemplate a lipstick and I'm not looking for like a particular look, there was I can't remember what the heck the brand is. Even it's still a brand. I think it was like Maybelline or, you know, like the drugstore one, and I think it was called Vixen. And it was like my favorite lipstick because it was like a dark kind of red, you know, kind of sexy looking and fitting thing. So that was like my go-to goth lipstick, but I just don't have the time to be lazy now. That's why I never wear makeup. Are we settled now? But if I go for like lipsticks and stuff, my instinct is kind of go to like a nude lipstick that kind of matches my lip color. So my favorite brand would probably be like NYC or Elf or something like that, because they're good lipsticks and they're really cheap. So that's my answer to that one. There we go. Favorite perfume or cologne? Now, I would do it. My favorite cologne is Old Spice, and I would wear that because I just love the smell of Old Spice. It just smells of Grandpa and Dad. That's sort of a men's, you know, the men's cologne of our family, you know. But as far as perfume is concerned, I don't like anything that kind of smells like, you know, nectar vomited on you. But there was one eons ago when I was a little kid. It was in Ames, and it was called Tea Rose, I think, and it actually smelled like roses. Not the beer roses, the one that, you know, the actual nice smelling rose. And I never saw it ever again. So that always stayed in my mind. It actually smelled like real roses. So that, I will say, is my favorite perfume, even though I never got to own it. I got to sniff it in the store, and it was like, oh. So, question number 6. Do you have a celebrity crush? Young Captain Kirk? That's like the only thing I can think. Young Captain Kirk, Knight Rider's David Hasselhoff, and MacGyver's Richard Dean Anderson there. So, those are my drools. There isn't anybody modern that I find any remote interest in. Though I would have to say maybe I have a slight drool over Gerard Butler. I really like him. Number 7. If you can't wear black, what other color would you wear? Well, we all know my favorite colors are red, black, and silver. So, if I can't wear black, I will wear red. And I look good in red. So, yep. And that was always like, I don't know if anybody else had to deal with this as a kid. Thank you for catching that. Where, you know, if you said your favorite color is black, you'd get like, what the hell? So you always had to have like a backup color that was like socially acceptable. So mine was red, even though, you know, red goes so well with black. So yes, a nice dark red. Not like the bright Christmas red. A nice deep blood red. Number 8. If you could change your name to a 90s or 2000s goth version, what would it be? Now, I wasn't aware there was any sort of flow, like each era had a different type of gothy name, so I don't know. Would my avatar's name of Blade Strike be gothy? I don't think I have an answer for that, because I suppose that was the era of what, Buffy and Charmed? Crap, what was the hell? I can't remember the woman's name is in Charmed. I can't remember now. I don't know. I don't think I have one. Because I wouldn't know what would be a 90s or 2000s type goth name. Though I like Morticia, but that's like 1960 something. So, I don't know. Number 9. Top 3 tips for wearing black in hot temperatures. Now, I live in New England, so it doesn't get too terribly hot. You're usually freezing your butt off. But, you know, in summer, it's like... So, my suggestions would be wear something breathable. Do not wear polyester. Wear something cotton or something of a natural fabric. Also, the thinner, the better. Again, in a natural fabric, because it doesn't matter how thin a polyester is, you will melt. And, let's see, a third tip. Find as much shade as you possibly can. If you bring your own as like a parasol, good on you. If you can find a tree, even better. So yes, shade, natural fibers, and thin, thin, thin. Number 10. What song will always make you happy? Any version of Music Box Dancers. And not like, I think I was asked this question before in a tag. Not the ones that are actually in the music boxes. It was like an orchestral, and there's like 3 different versions. So yes, Music Box Dancers, Google it. Let's see. Number 11. Are you active in the arts? Do you paint, etc.? Duh. I am a handcrafter, which is, you know, sort of, I want to call it like home crafts. It's not like high art or anything like that, but it is art. So there's not a time when I'm not creating something, if not digitally. I've always got some sort of craft project going. You know, even this is kind of artsy fartsy. So, oh yeah, I am non-stop active in that, really. And any challenge, ooh, you know, new skill to learn, there I am. So yes, I would say I am very active in the arts. Though I can't hold a tune in a basket, so I don't do any like musical stuff. It's all handcraft stuff. If you had a mug inscribed just for you, what would it say? The thing that comes to mind, I have the picture of a white mug and big bold letter goes, "A little cup of poison." or you have just been poisoned, or something along those lines. or a cup of death. Something macabre and dark. So that's what pops to mind. Number 13. Your number 1 gothy hobby. Oh, your number 1 non-gothy hobby. I don't think about any of my hobbies being gothy or non-gothy. What's a non-gothy? Oh. And drink water. Non-gothy hobby. I don't know if I have an answer. I just I don't know. I suppose if you're a goth, you just sort of bring gothiness to you, but in whatever task you're doing, I'm looking around trying to think of what my hobbies are. I don't know. I don't. Non-gothy hobbies. I can't think of anything that I would differentiate one way or the other. I'm trying to like think of pink fluffy bunny type stuff, and it's like, I don't know if I consider that a hobby either, actually. I don't know. Of course, I have so many. How do you just pick one, you know? This section is called Thought Provokers. Number 14. If you could be a supernatural creature, what would it be and why? A vampire. And I would suck something off of people. What would it be? What would I be? It would be a vampire because I like bats. Being able to fly would be cool. I am a night person. Not too terribly fond of mirrors. So I think I am a vampire already. But what would I suck out of people other than blood? Brain cells. I think I'd starve, wouldn't I? So yes, I would be a vampire. And they have pretty good wardrobes. So, number 15. What horror monster-based superpower would you have? Now, I don't really consider horror movie people to have superpowers per se. I mean, they're usually what? They like possess people, or they're ghosts, or. But then I don't watch, horror movies, so it's a whole genre I know nothing about. Probably the ability to possess people. To go in and make them do what I want. Yeah, I guess that would be a horror monster type thing. So yes, I would go in and possess people. 16. Do you feel comfortable interacting with other goths? I don't feel comfortable interacting with other human beings, regardless of what their interests are. But I think I would probably feel more comfortable around other goths because, you automatically already have a similar interest, so you have something to base a conversation on. But then I'd probably still be like, oh my gosh, you're so much more awesome than I am, so. I'm pretty sure I would suck in that regardless. It goes, do you feel comfortable interacting with other goths online or in person? I'm more comfortable interacting online because you do have that barrier. In person, that's why I would probably never do a meet and greet, because they'd be like, insert shell. So, yeah, but that's the same regardless of whatever your interests are, whatever label you want to use. So, yeah. Number 17. Which is more important to a great look? I will read my own English someday. Hair or makeup? I would say hair. I am the hair person, even though I can't style my hair worth diddly squat because it's flat and boring and yep. And I wish I had makeup skills, but again, I'm just too lazy. And it's hard. I don't know if it's normal for other people, but it's harder for me to do one side of my face than the other. I think it's just because, like, if you're right-handed, I can do this eye easier. But if you're right-handed and you're trying to do the left eye, there's like, there's one side's harder to do than the other between a worse sight in one eye and then your hand's in the way. It's so much easier to play with your hair. So I would say hair because I like that. It's easier for me. But as far as with a look, I would say the same. I may not have matched my shoes to my hair, depending. So, hair. Number 18. Is there something you wish there was more of in the goth subculture? Not being, in amongst the goth subculture, because I'm in the bowels of New England, really. From what I have seen other goths discuss on YouTube, I would probably say the elitism. Kind of like, well, this isn't goth because I said so. When it's, I believe, a form of self-expression unique to the individual. So there isn't like a book set in stone of this is goth, that is goth. So I would say less elitism and more acceptingness, which kind of, if there's less elitism, you'd be able to accept people more. So, yeah. More of acceptance and, less elitism. Number 19. Care to share an embarrassing story connected to your gothiness? Not necessarily embarrassing for me. I was embarrassed for her. Well, actually, I don't know if I consider that gothy, but I'll go with story A. Now, we got a new pastor. Now, I kind of test them, especially when you had the level of loony that we have had previously, and which is why I kind of stepped away. This particular one. Now, I'm normally gothy, so I kind of went, I don't want to say it's like super goth, but I kind of dressed up nicer, in more gothy than I usually would, a goth going to a party type of thing. And it was my week to read. Well, it just kind of embarrassed me that the church would be so, bigoted and stupid. So once I had my nice gothy dress on and made myself up, I must have frightened the pastor because I no longer was able to do any of that. She decided to give these tasks to other people, and I'm like, okay, fine. That was one of the last straws that kind of made me step away. So I was like, okay, you can't handle someone that comes in different than you, that isn't like a senior citizen type person. So, not really embarrassing to me. In that way, I'm kind of embarrassed that I had to be a part of that group that would act that way. So, that's the best I can describe it, I can. Question number 20. How are you at DIY? I am a DIY master. I will rig it, I will fix it, I will assemble whatever needs to be assembled by what. I am a student of MacGyver. So, I'm awesome at DIY. And you're always having to, like, rig something or fix something, and, if not for yourself, for, like, other people. So, yep, I am a DIY master. Number 21. Quickly describe your ideal wedding. There was a dress in Debs when that was still around that I would have loved as, like, a wedding dress. It was black with, like, lace tiers. And it was so pretty. But I would love a black dress, probably with, like, red accents or something like that. I would love some of those goth cakes that you see, or like, like those 3-tiered cakes with little skulls around them, and that's where I would DIY too, with all the party favors would have like a little skull on them, and it'd be so lovely. But my party would have been in like a red. Yes. It'd be kind of cool to have like the death march as you're going to that dun, dun, or not Vader's March, but I don't know who did it, Wagner, or, it's a classical composer, that sort of that funeral march type thing as you're walking down. So yes, that if I had the choice, I would do that. But considering I have old farts and people that'd be like, oh my god, but yeah, so yes, that would be like my ideal wedding. Something dark and gloomy looking, but very silly and fun and me. Number 22. And this is under confessionals, true or false. I like cheesy romance films. False. I hate romance films. Cheese or otherwise. Though Princess Bride and that type of stuff, I really wouldn't consider that romance. It's more adventure. But yeah, the typical girly flicks, Borefest. We just make this harder and harder. Number 23. I always remember to take off my makeup at night. When I do usually wear makeup, I usually remember to take it off, unless I'm like really, really exhausted and, happen to fall asleep. So, true. Number 24. I sleep with plushies or stuffed animals. If they're alive, does it count? I sleep with the animated kind, whether I want to or not. So, if they've just eaten, does that cause and make them a stuffed animal? So I will say true, but only because they're the real kind. 25. I wear non-black PJs most nights. Not necessarily. And it's only because it's like something I find attractive. So I would say false. I'm usually in black or dark gray just because that's what appeals to me. And I don't think about it. I just grab whatever's on top of the pile, basically. I do happen to be wearing a more gothy type set of PJs. And it's what? Doom Kitty? No, not Doom Kitty. Bone Kitty. Number 26. I still listen to a boy band that disbanded years ago. I wouldn't consider Queen a boy band, but but as far as like, Boyz II Men or anything like that, I don't listen to any boy bands. Would Journey be considered a boy band? Though technically they're still together. So, I don't know quite what you would define a boy band. I would say no. Like the teenage flavor of the week boy band. Nope. So that's false. Number 27. I think Andrew Aldrich is overrated. I have no idea. I have no idea who this man is. Is he a singer? Is he an actor? It sounds vaguely familiar, but no idea who he is. Do I lose goth points for that? I don't know. Number 28. I don't like vampires. False, false, false. I like real vampires. I don't like the ones that glitter. Vampires don't sparkle. Rant. 29. I don't like clubs. I've only got to go to a gothy club a couple times in my life. The only thing I don't like is the fact that the music's so loud you can't like communicate. So, I could take them or leave them. It was fun though, I mean, but I just don't have like access to it and time. That, and I'm an introvert too, so I'm not exactly the club type people, because if you could have like, see, the perfect club would be like, we'd all be around the edge and like avoiding each other, Number 30. I am dating a goth, darkly inclined person. Nope. He's about as, straight-laced as you can get. Number 31. I don't enjoy graveyards. False. I do enjoy them. You're never bothered by the neighbors. Nice and peaceful. I'd prefer not to know people in them, but, as far as an environment, I very much enjoy graveyards. Number 32. Blood makes me queasy. I'll say false. But I can handle real blood better than the fake stuff. I hate horror flicks, but I can watch a surgery fine. I don't know why. Number 33. I'd sooner faint than pet a spider. False. I kind of wish my cousin Richard would have let me pet Drac. I like spiders. We have an understanding. I'm like, last year we had quite a few spiders in here. And I'm like, well, if you eat the poo bugs, I'll leave you alone. So, they're more than welcome in my house. I may or may not have struck up conversations with spiders. Number 34. I don't like haunted houses. I would say true. Not the fact that they're haunted. You kind of gotta wonder why they're haunted. There's something that's binding this individual to this place. And you kind of gotta wonder why, and for me, you feel like you're trespassing. It's like, okay, this place must be special for some reason. I have no right to be here. That type of thing. Number 35. I still browse Hot Topic clearance racks. Hella yeah, and they're still too freaking expensive to buy off of. And I am still freaking, that's the only way I could afford anything off of freaking Hot Topic. And they used to have sales that was half off of the clearance, which is how I managed to buy stuff from Hot Topic, unless you're stupid lucky and get it in the will. And it's like $30 for like a dress. No. So, I still get afford Hot Topic. And sometimes even the clearance rocks, which is really sad, because there's some really nice shit out there. So yes, I still browse, hoping to actually be able to buy something off of the Max. Number 36. I never read Dracula. Sort of false. I made it halfway and then I think I got distracted by other things and then didn't get back. What part was I at? Yeah, I think it was about in the middle. But I've seen the movie a zillion times. And the last question. I think Bela Lugosi's Dead by Bauhaus is a boring song. False. It's very hypnotic and kind of undead. I like it, so. It is not boring, it is melancholy and sensual and hypnotic. So I enjoy it. So that is my all over the place at 26 minutes and 17 seconds. Darkling tag. And I think this has been around a while, but anybody who is inclined to want to do so, I tag you. So, thank you for watching. Do remember to comment, rate, share, and subscribe. There's always room for one more at the Strange and Exotic. See you next time. Bye. I keep forgetting there's a remote to this.